What's up guys, SlickShotGames here, and we're back with another prediction video. We're here, Katowice 2019, we're back, it's major season now, and I like to do these prediction videos so I have video evidence of me getting all the predictions wrong. I'm kidding, I'm usually half right, but anyways, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be telling you my pick'em predictions, and then after I'm going to be predicting who's going to win all the matches of the first day, which starts tomorrow. So let's get right into this. So I'm going to begin with who's going to go 3-0 in the groups and who's going to go 0-3. In my opinion, I think these two are the toughest to predict. It's both are bold claims, and with how close all these teams are, it's tough to pinpoint exactly the team who's just going to go 3-0 easily and 0-3. You know, two opposite ends of the spectrum, and any of these teams could do it. You know, any of these teams could go 3-0 or 0-3. So, with that being said, I think I am going to be choosing Australis for this. I know everyone and their mother is going to be picking Australis, and for good reason. I think it's a safe pick. I think that with the form that we've seen them in the past year, leading up to this point, I've been on an absolute tear, and if any team's going to be able to do it, if you got to put your money on any team, it would have to be Australis with the way they've been playing. They're on a whole nother level. Also, on top of that, another fact of the matter is that they're going to be facing Complexity on the first day. So for me, that's a guaranteed win already. So it's like, basically, they only have to get 2 more wins after that straight, and I think if any team can do it, it's them. So that just made me solidify this as my 3-0. Now for 0-3, again, it's tough to decide this, but I think that of all the teams I'm looking at here, it would have to have been between Avangar, Complexity, and maybe like G2 or something, honestly, in my opinion. Yeah, I know you're like, G2, yeah, they weren't looking good. They really were not, like, they barely made it through. Even Cloud9's up there as a contender, like, of who could go 0-3. But I think of all the teams, I think Complexity, they brought in nothing. They brought in Ricky. They're trying out this new lineup. Haven't really seen them play, but on this major stage with all these kind of more formed teams over the years, I don't know if they're going to be able to pull off even one win against any of these teams. Match up against each one, and I think that the other team will come out on top. So I think Complexity is a pretty safe bet. Complexity or Avangar. You know, I think that's what most people are doing. But yeah, I'm going to go with Complexity for this one. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but they were running a different lineup when they did qualify last year. So there's that. Okay, so now for this 7 teams that are going to advance out of the group stage. Again, this is so close. There's so many different picks you could make right here, and there's an argument for all of them. But I'm going to go with the safer ones and then leading to, not safer, but some of the more, you know, predictable ones, and then to go into more of the controversial ones. So I'm going to start with NRG for this one. I think definitely undisputed second best NA team for sure. They have a star-studded lineup of really insane players like Breezy, Cirque, Ethan. Just to name a few, these 3 are insane. They have so much synergy, and they've been building over the years to make this super team, and I think they're on the cusp of being able to just do enough to actually have a really good showing here at the major in Katowice. So I do have high hopes for NRG. I think that they're definitely going to be showing what they really have. So yeah, so there's my first pick. Second pick, I'm going to go with MiBr. Of course, they are now running their older lineup with Phelps and Taco back in the lineup. This was like a few months ago, or like a year ago, I think that they were last we saw this whole lineup. And honestly, I think that they still do have it in them to be a top team. They are making their way back to the number 1 spot, number 2 spot in the world. They have their core lineup, Cold's era for Fallen. It's the vintage trio and Taco, of course. Phelps, I'm skeptical, but I think I'm going to be proven wrong. I think he's going to prove me wrong. Hopefully, if he's on his game, we have some of the best players that Counter-Strike has ever seen with the trio I just named. And if Taco and Phelps can show up and go back to their old form, I think this team, MiBr, is definitely going to be making their way back to the top very soon. So that's what I think of that. Next, I'm going to go with Liquid. I think the best NA team right now. Insane. The core of the team, Alish, Nitro, Twist, have a Nap. I've been this lineup for quite some time, and they've been again progressively making their way up there. Finally, they've solidified themselves as the number 2 team. They beat Australis, the last tournament we saw in January, and that was huge. That's a big indicator. Now, of course, that could have been a honeymoon period. Bringing in Stewie 2K, of course, one of NA's best, I think. Bringing him in, if he's on his form and if they can, work him into the lineup somehow, I think this team definitely is also going to have a crazy good showing here at Katowice. I think that Stewie's one of those teams that can players that can dictate the pace of the game and get aggressive, and if they can follow them up, and they're all insane. I can't think of a weak link. I think they're just undisputed number 1 NA team, and I think they're going to be doing really good here. So, and they were also contender to go 3-0 for me personally. Next, I think I'm going to go with FaZe here. I think that this is pretty safe to say that FaZe, even though they have been looking their best recently, and they brought in a Dren to replace Kerrigan, they still are these 5 insane machine players in the server. Their aim is absurd, all of them. And it's just one of those things where that alone could get you out of the group stage. With some of these teams, if you can just out-aim them, and these clutch players that they have, and even with under the wings of Yenko, I think if he can structure them and they could have some kind of strat along with their insane aim, definitely shouldn't have a tough time getting out of the group. Again, they've been looking shaky, and they might barely make it. If I'd have to predict, I don't think they're going to go 3-0, but it's not going to be easy for them. But I think it's promising. They've always been up there, and they're always going to be a team that you shouldn't underestimate. So there goes FaZe as my number 5 pick, I guess you could say. Next, I'm going to go with the more controversial one, Big. I think Big definitely, for me, I don't know, I have a gut feeling that I think that the team has always had results, not the greatest, but have always had potential, rather, should I say. Potential to do really good in these tournaments. And I think that under the leadership of Gabi and bring in Zontaris, which is a huge factor in all this, and bring it back next over Smuya, I think is going to be enough to get them over the edge. I do have a gut feeling that Big is going to make it through. All right, for my next pick, I am going to be going with Renegades. I think that Renegades is an insanely good team. And again, it's one of those teams that have been fighting over and over again to try to make it in. They've had major showings, but have never really done enough to get through. But with these new players, Gratisfaction and Liaz, I butchered their name, but they were playing out of their mind in the group stage of the challenger stage, and they went through 3-0, and I might be riding the hype train, but I do believe that they are looking really, really good, and I think that they are going to be able to at least make it out of the group stage. And next, I know, easy for NC. Everybody's saying, I mean, They're really good. It's a tough one. Between all the teams that I've left, I'd say that it'd have to be NIP or ENCE. One of these two. I'm not... Vitality, not convinced. I mean, they're good. Zywoo was insane. But is he insane enough? I'm not convinced. I think that they might do good and they might even make it out of the group, but I'm not convinced yet. Avangar, not expecting much from the Cloud9 and G2 both looked pretty bad in the group stage. G2 really not convinced. I think Vitality's better than G2 in my opinion. I don't think they've got it. I think Kenius is like a coin flip every game, but it's just, yeah. Cloud9, I don't know what, they barely made it through third map. It's not looking good. It's just for these two teams. Hellraisers, they're good. Good. I don't know if they're good enough to make it out of the group stage, though. Navi. Okay, Navi, I'm not convinced. I honestly don't think they're going to make it out of the group stage. They've kind of been going downhill spiral. And yes, Simple, best player in the world. He is. But is it enough to carry the team? I don't know. Navi, I'm starting to lose my hope in Navi. I really don't think that it's good enough anymore. Simple can carry them to a certain extent, but as long as you have Edward and Flamey, Zeus, it's at some point with these teams getting better and better, they're going to trail behind for sure. So I don't even think they're going to make it through, honestly. That's my prediction. So, and then NIP, see, we have these two teams right here. I think that NIP, I don't know, I think that with the form that Forest has been playing at recently, back to vintage Forest, and Rez has impressed me. And Lecker, they have the pieces to do good, and I think that they might actually make it through. I think that it's going to be tough for them. I don't think they're going to have an easy time with it, but I think that overall they're going to make it through in the end. So there you have it. This is my pick'em choices. Do with that what you will. Again, listen, don't copy me and get mad at me, okay? This is just my prediction and my gut feeling. All right, now what I'm going to do is going to switch over to my predictions on who's going to win each of the games in stage 1. I'm going to do this a little quicker so this video isn't 20 minutes. All right, so right off the bat, okay, so here they are. Here they are, all of them. And going down the list, ENCE versus Renegades. This is a 50-50 game. I think that both really good teams, but I think Renegades takes that one. Navi versus G2. That's a 50-50. I don't believe in either of the teams. I think that's a complete coin flip. I don't think that... if I had to make a choice, I'd say Navi. I don't think G2 are on their game yet. NRG versus Ninjas in Pyjamas. I think that NRG are going to be the ones winning that one. Again, these are best of ones. These could go to anybody, honestly. MiBr versus Cloud9. If MiBr are anywhere near the form they were in a few months, when they had the lineup originally, Cloud9 don't stand a chance. That's what I think. I think it might be close even, but no. I think MiBr is just better. Big versus Team Vitality. Big, my money's on Big. I think Vitality, while they might make it interesting, I think Big take that. FaZe versus Hellraisers. That's a coin flip, honestly. I think in these best of ones, who knows what's going to happen. And I could see in a world where Hellraisers beat FaZe. So you know what? Even though I put FaZe as in my pick'em, I think Hellraisers might upset them. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna go with FaZe for that one. FaZe versus Hellraisers. Team Liquid versus Avangar. Team Liquid. Okay, come on. They might make it interesting, and unless maybe I haven't seen these teams play, for a month maybe. It's felt like longer than that. But anyways, we don't know. I think that unless Team Liquid completely went downhill in a few weeks, I think Team Liquid should win that. And then Australia's just complexity. Yeah, I think complexity are gonna win that one for sure. No, Australis are gonna like demolish them. I'm sorry. Nothing. It's his first time back. He's gonna get crushed. Okay, that's just how it is. I'm sorry. So those are my predictions. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me below what you think of my predictions, and I want to hear your predictions as well. Good luck in your pick'ems, and this is going to be definitely an interesting major to watch. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Goodbye.